Hi guys, Kitty Game here, and I want to talk to you about Neighbours. I can't talk. I was gonna say, for my whole life, tongue exercises. No, for my whole life, I've lived in apartment complexes. Score, I said it, and I've always had some funny neighbors. There was always been that one person that was so frustrating. You know, like that one neighbor that's so loud. And when I was a kid, I lived in the same apartment complex for 15 years when I was a kid. And there wasn't really a whole lot of moving in this house. It was usually just the same people. And it was like this one moved out and this one moved out. But for like 15 years living there, you would be surprised for how many people lived there for almost as long as we did. It wasn't as much shifting. I've lived here for 2 years. And I would say the more people moved out here than in the entire 15 years that I lived there. And the lady lived above us. As long as I can remember, it has been the same person except in the very end where it kind of shifted about. And this woman was actually a psychic. And living under her, that sounded a bit weird. Living under her apartment, yeah, that sounds better. You cannot start believing in ghosts. There was like no one's home. You would hear like party noises right upstairs, and they were like high heels walking across the room all the time. That was probably her actually. And there was this one item that kept falling down. I learned the shape of it just from hearing the noise of how it felt. It fell that often. And it's like one time there was no one was home. They were all on vacation, and we kept hearing noises upstairs. When my father went to check it out, there was no one upstairs. It was the weirdest thing, and then everyone went quiet. And then when someone was home, and it was just the strangest things. And I remember one time my friend was staying over, and she asked me, like, she had this really freaked out look on her face, like she was genuinely terrified. And she asked me what this music was, and I couldn't hear anything. And she was hearing this strange haunting music, and I couldn't hear anything. And there was also the time where my mom, she lost a pot lid, like just from a pot. And 2 years later, it turned up in the same cabinet that she had cleaned up many, many times, taken everything out, found nothing. It just magically popped out there. There were many stories of things that we lost, like just here, things have just vanished and then reappeared. So I should probably be really terrified, but I don't know. Like it sounds like we lived in a haunted house. Really, it was full of mystical things, and that was really the strangest things that have happened, happen. And then we moved to another city, and there was this lady who lived upstairs, and the guy, he would rarely have parties, but when he did, they were so loud, and they were just way loud, and it would just keep you up. That combined with a bar right across the street that was the most popular bar in the city, and by the way, it was a tiny city of like 7,000 people or something. That was basically the only activity in the whole town, except for like a tiny movie theater. It was like a kid would turn his back on it. It was so pathetic. And two combined together, it was so annoying. Then I moved here, and I actually lived on my own. And the neighbor above me, I couldn't hear anything. It was like they didn't exist. And it was so nice. The neighbor next to me was just like an elderly couple, like maybe around 60 or something, 50, 60. They were so calm. They did have a dog that I lived here for like half a year when I actually found out they even had a dog. It's so quiet. Then I could just hear when they're taking for a walk, and then just like 2 barks, and it was gone. Then once next to me, like on the other side, were like one apartment here, that's me, one here and one here, and it's like 3 floors. I live on the 2nd floor. Next to me on the other side, I know they might have just been floating glasses or something. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything. The one on the first floor, I actually found a lady that one of them was my friend's mother. On the other side, I have no idea. 3rd floor, I have never had a clue who lives there. And then we had a flood once, where the whole one side, including where I lived, just got flooded. It was a whole mess, and I kind of got to know some neighbors through that. But generally, it was really quiet. Then I found out the reason why I had never heard anything above me was because it was a growing place. I actually don't miss those neighbors, they were so quiet. But the one of this about me is like, he's probably around 50, 60 or something. He might be older and I can never hear anything from him. He is the best neighbor you can ever imagine. And for these 2 years, generally, I've never heard anything from any of my neighbors. It's like, almost like, I live in a really crowded area. It's an old army military base, and you can imagine it's really crowded. It's really cramped up. There are houses all around, and I don't have a view on anything except just other houses. Remember how busy it is? Like the parking lot is busy, and there's always people in there. But here in the houses, it's like I live in the middle of nowhere. That changed like 3 months ago. See, we had a flood earlier, see, like around springtime, and when this flood happened, my neighbors still lived next door. They were a young couple, but I never heard anything from them. I decided to move out, and the couple that came next to, they're not a couple, it's just like, I think it's just a couple of friends, and they are like, you know, like the typical jock type that was really popular in high school, then get some shitty job now. Yeah, they're kind of like that. There are so many people going in and out of there. I don't know who actually lives there. The only thing I know is that around the time that I go to work, they also go to work. And although like from the uniforms, they're probably working like in construction or something like that, you know, some just general job really. Kind of like me really. I shouldn't be poking fun of them. And every single weekend, they will have a party. Now, I can't hear the noise from the party itself, so they don't have like the really, really loud music. The problem is their door. Okay, that sounds like a strange thing to complain about during a party, but people will be going in and out of this party like they're being paid for every time they walk through the door. And the door, they don't close the door like when I walk out, I close the door like silently, I hold it up because otherwise it would just slam shut. And plus, I have to look through to make sure none of my cats exist, and I have to lock the door, of course. They don't lock their door, for one thing. And they kind of let it slam shut, so when you're trying to fall asleep, it sounds like the whole building is going to fall apart next time someone leaves their apartment. And I just expect that they won't stay here very long because they are so frustrating. See, no amount of hardness can escape the fact that you're annoying. If you're annoying, you're just annoying. And no lady was going to go past the way, even no matter how hard you are. It's kind of like that feeling. Now, it's so frustrating. Now, I'm kind of alone on myself, so on Fridays, I used to have plans for the day, but they just kind of fell apart, and in a really sad pile of loneliness. Yeah, I'm cold now. What I have here. I don't know, it's just a towel really. I was showering a while earlier. It was like 4 hours ago, and the towel was still here on my bed. I'm lazy. But yeah, as a kid I had this ghostly lady living above me in like forever haunted house experience. That was something. In my other convoys, we didn't have such bad neighbors. Just as one guy who sometimes really, really love parties, and now party every single weekend when I'm trying to sleep. And this door, it's one of these days I'm actually gonna open this door, unscrew it, and then just throw it out the window or something. I don't think I can fit it through the window. I don't know, but I'm gonna do something to the door. It's my heart's enemy now. But yeah, I've decided to vent a bit because I'm a bit frustrated. Also, that's a story for another video, but I'll see you guys next time. Bye!